Hello, welcome, good evening. How's it going? And welcome to this very special live unboxing. It's been a while since I used that intro, hasn't it? My goodness. Yes, check it out. It's me, Christopher McLeod, Diagnostic 80. This is the Full Force podcast. This is a live Skeletron unboxing special. So I got the red graphics out for everybody. I thought that'd be quite nice. Have not seen that intro for the longest time, it feels. Anyway, I've got Star Wars hat on, just because I'm keeping it like a bit spacey because we're getting into some space stuff. But yeah, we are unboxing today. Anyone in the comments, anyone in the chat, hey, if you're watching along and joining me, this should be a bit of fun. I'm just going to show off what I'm actually going to be unboxing today. Don't worry, the name will come off the screen in a little while. But yeah, we're going to be looking at the Skeletron Red Shadows Wolf Trooper, which Grindstone Toys. This was the retro 3.75 figure. Looks amazing, doesn't it? With all the cool little accessories. We're going to be getting into that later. We're also going to be getting into Gyre Viper 4-inch figure, which is really cool as well. Getting stuck into these. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. And of course, the 4-inch Wolf Trooper as well. All three of these have now been delivered, I think, to most people who backed them and got them. And then I guess we're waiting on the 6-inch figures, some more 4-inch figures, and of course the vehicle itself, the Robo Skull and the Robo Skull Mark II. So far, so good in terms of the delivery schedule that the Skeletron team kind of basically gave us. Was it towards the end of last year? It was, wasn't it? I think it was, actually. So yeah, they're on schedule at the moment, which is nice. Sorry, just plugging my laptop in just in case. Hello, Jamie Lynn Parks. How you doing? Glad you could join me. Let's quickly transition so that we can get the full screen effect and we can get opening these lovely little prezzies up. Plus, we get to hear that cool music again, if I don't say so myself. Right, so we're going to start off with the Wolf Trooper, the 3.75 Wolf Trooper from Grindstone Toys and Skeletron, of course. And this is a doozy. So we'll start off checking out this wonderful card back, which is so like almost perfection in terms of your G.I. Joe aesthetic, isn't it? Like, this is absolutely perfect. It's got like a very thin profile in terms of how far the bubble sticks out. Very kind of, just everything is just perfectly like the G.I. Joe layout. You've got the white border. See, take notes, Hasbro. The white border. Yeah, we've got the Red Shadows logo, and I love how this was done. The R and the S there. Now, I was involved in the kind of decision-making process on these logos, which was quite cool. So I got to see all of the different versions of the logo, but this one was definitely a winner for the team. It's really cool, and of course I'm all about the Mohawk, so I was pushing for the Mohawk. Mohawk, please. But anyway, yeah, all the information. Fully posable retro action figure. Warning: choking hazard, small parts, adult collectible. Transforms into leader Skeletron. Now, this is a beauty, this figure. You've got a Wolf Trooper and you've got alternate kind of head vibes going on as well, so that's really cool. There's the Skeletron logo there, ages 14 and up, all the expected things you see on the G.I. Joe card. They've even got the font and everything, like here, look, codename Wolf Trooper, Red Shadows Aerial Assault, registered trademark. They've even got the text down the side of the bubble for what they come with. Put it the right way up. Includes helmet, rifle, claw, ray gun, jetpack, Skeletron head, laser sword. So that's cool. And then the way around. And then so you've got all like you've got some of the accessories in that little bubble at the top. You've got the kind of ray gun and laser sword in the side, and of course you've got the figure in the bubble, on the main bubble, and of course behind them that yellow kind of that yellow background, I guess. Now, this is Doug Hart artwork, by the way. So just to make it even more genuine, the artwork is sensational, isn't it? The card art. They've got so many absolute legends that worked on this artwork. It's just gorgeous. And then a couple of call outs at the bottom here. New swivel wrist battle grip and of course Grindstone Toys logo as well. Beautiful, beautiful card back. The explosion, everything is just absolute perfection as a retro carded figure. This is more G.I. Joe than I think we've seen from G.I. Joe 3 3/4 recently. Now flip it to the back, and we've even got a couple of amazing file cards, but also more beautiful artwork at the top here. Look at that. Collect Red Shadows vehicles and figures. Grindstone Toys Go Ring System. Robo Skull Mark II, and there it is in the background. Gorgeous artwork, absolutely wonderful. I'm not sure who did that one. I have to hang on. Does it say? It's all Doug Hart. All Doug Hart. Brilliant stuff. So yeah, Doug did a little bit of that as well. And then we've got the file cards. Codename Wolf Trooper, Red Shadows Aerial Assault. Primary military specialty, airborne infantry. Secondary military specialty, aerospace pilot. Recruited from the ranks of battle-hardened soldiers with suitable psychological profiles, Wolf Troopers are elite hunters who relentlessly pursue their prey across land, sky, and space. Trained and equipped with advanced experimental technology, a Wolf Trooper's formidable arsenal includes a radiation-shielded armor suit with HUD helmet or HUD, heads-up display helmet, personal propulsion unit, zero-gravity firearms, like it, and titanium alloy combat claws. Exceptional Wolf Troopers are tested for their resistance to the most punishing G-forces, and if they survive, are selected to pilot the Red Shadow's most fearsome weapon, the Robo Skull. Howl at the moon. These guys howl on the moon. That's pretty dope, actually. And again, I love the little kind of, the artwork in there. Very, very G.I. Joe. I love the black file cards as well. Very, very nice. Very sexy with the black, actually. Loads more comments coming in. The plastic on the O-ring is disappointing. Be careful, my thumbs have stress marks and the paint on the shoulders is missing some, but the figure is fun. That's a shame, Matt, but I don't know. It looks really good to me, honestly. Obviously, we'll get it out in a second and have a look, but yeah, it's looking great. I can't really see any issues my end. Hi, Chris. Just wondering how they're able to produce these copyright-wise. Jason, they own the copyright. They own the copyright, the trademark to all this stuff, so that's how they get to do it. In terms of IP, it's different as well, I guess. So it's not causing any issues in that sense. But in terms, like, they own Robo Skull, they own Red Shadows, they own Skeletron as trademarks. Looks like Red Wolf, indeed. Love the wrist articulation and how the pistol fits on his back. Oh, nice. Well, I'm glad you're telling me this because that's definitely something I'm probably going to miss, isn't it, when I'm opening these. File cards on the back. Imagine that, indeed. Double dose of McLeod in one day. This must be the Tiger Force version. It is. Well, it's not. It's Star Wars version today, but I will get Tiger Forced up. So yeah, clip and save data file records. Not suitable for children. Contain small parts, sharp edges, and bad influences. I like that. Skeletron head change requires screwdriver tool, which I do not have. So we're not going to be doing that today. Sorry. I mean, I do, but it's going to be. I didn't realize. And then, of course, we've got the Skeletron file card. Intelligence, experimental weaponry, a chilling embodiment of technology gone awry. Skeletron commands the Red Shadows with an unquenchable thirst for power and control. With records of his true origins inexplicably eradicated, rumors persist that a disturbing genesis occurred during highly classified research into artificial intelligence. While some theorize that a critical error in programming unleashed a sinister self-awareness, others have whispered that external influences corrupted supercomputer coding, resulting in a malevolent awakening. Wow. With an inscrutable intellect and terrifying hypnotic gaze, Skeletron wields a vicious laser sword in his bone-crushing grip, ready to slice through flesh and steel with ruthless efficiency. Untamed, untethered, unleashed. Red Shadows rise. Awesome stuff. Cool. Right. So I'm going to get into this. We have got another set of these coming, so thankfully I can open these without fear of of just general fear of everything. Ooh, just being gentle still with it. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's a nice clean. No, well it was, and then it just went bad. Right, so we'll get the figures out. Oh no, I don't know. I'm liking that. This is a very he's so tiny. He's so small. No, you've been like playing with classified figures for so long. It's really funny how tiny the 3 3/4 figures are, but my goodness, I really like this. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this beauty. Yeah, this is great. He's going to give you a big hug. So we've got obviously the kind of masked head sculpt there. We've got some very nice little detail on the back, the backpack peg hole as well, the cool shoulder sections, the Red Shadows logo there in the middle, the new one, the pipes, all the nice little details on there. Very nice indeed. The belt, pouches, all the way around there. Nice. We've got a little molded knife on the thigh. That's cute. On both sides as well. A bit of a knifey. That's not a knife. Little padding inside the old thighs there as well, which is pretty cool. And then we've got the cool little boots. He's actually, and then, oh yeah, we've got our ankle articulation, which is really cool. As if, oh no, we don't. I thought we did for a second, no, but we don't. Yeah, of course. I thought it just confused me for a second there. I looked at the figure. I'm like, is that ankle articulation? No, it's not. But very posable. These like the O-rings, obviously, or and they've got that kind of O-ring inside as well. You can feel the resistance and the everything and the twist, and it's really cool. It's really nice to have an O-ring figure in hand again. Like really nice. Then we'll have a look at the arms. We've got the kind of chrome shoulders. Again, there's very detailed kind of gloves as well. Very nice. This figure's really, really cute. I love it. I'm really into this. It's just great to see these figures coming out. And of course, I'm definitely more of a 6-inch fan now. But the fact that we've got, the fact that we've got like 6-inch figures coming just blows my mind for this as well. And the actual vehicle. Oh, it's just an absolute dream. Okay, so I'm just getting all of those little accessories out first, and we're going to come back to this and have a look at the old head swivel. Good. Oh, that's good articulation on the head, isn't it? Can look like that's as far as it goes back. That's as far as it goes forward. But there is a decent, considering he's got that neck brace around him, that's a pretty decent articulation on the old. That's better. Look at that. Very nice indeed. Yeah, it looks really good. And there is wrist articulation. That's really cool. So look at that. The wrists go all the way around. Incredible. So they've got obviously got the arm swivel, the swivel arm, and they've got the swivel wrist now, and that is an excellent addition, and will definitely help in the way they hold their weapons and stuff like that. That's really cool. Vibing with that. He does have great neck articulation and wrist articulation. Yeah, he does. See how the pistol fits onto his back? I will in a sec. Oh yeah, I see. So in that little kind of little crevice in like before the backpack goes on, that is pretty dope. We'll have to check that. Yeah, we'll have to do that. Okay, so let's see all the little. Oh, I see his little pistol. I see his tiny little pistol. So this is the pistol. Look at that tiny little thing in red. And Matthew is saying it slots in like so. Look at that. Absolutely adore. Look at that flush as well. That's a great innovation. And then of course you've got the backpack, the jetpack, with like that kind of couple of clips on it as well. So I'm imagining something else clips on there possibly. But yeah, that's really nice. Again, nice little detail on that. And then if we flip it around, you can see the backpack peg as well. More details on there, and the little boosters. Very nice, very cool little jetpack there. Liking that. Let's pop that on his back as well and see how that kind of pinches everything in. I'm really into that. The way the pistol goes in there. That's really neat. And then the jetpack goes on like. Oh, I thought it did. Is it a bit of a? Oh no, it's on. Oh, I see. I see. It's got like a bit of a. Just give it a bit of a twist, and it slots in there. But there you go. Backpack's on. Gun is nice and secure inside, and the backpack is on there as well, which is another nice little kind of situation going on. And then we've got the helmet. Let's look at this beauty. Look at that. It's like something out of Mask. It kind of looks like Matt Tracker's other helmet, doesn't it? Not the Spectrum one, the other one. With just like that kind of like, it's that mouthpiece that does it, the eyes and in fact, yeah, it's does have that Matt Tracker vibe for Rhino Matt Tracker for the toy. I have a tie in the design of your hat. Oh, cool, Matt. So we're like Star Wars like brothers. Brilliant. Yeah, backpack was a tight fit. Yeah, it kind of good thing though, that isn't it? Oh, the helmet goes on so well. Okay, look, I'll show you how good this helmet is, right? You can see like that little kind of space in front under his chin, that little kind of section. When you put the helmet on, it kind of marries up really nicely. Well, it did. Yeah, there you go. It marries up really nicely in that section and sits like flush on the neck piece. How cool is that? Like that is like an apps. It's like secure. It's nice and like it's just beautifully flush on the head there. This figure is really cute and really cool. I love this already. This is a winner for me. This is a real winner for me, definitely. Here is the Skeletron head, which is amazing. I sort of wish I'd planned ahead and got the screwdriver ready. I didn't know that and then forgot, actually. But there's some very nice like detail on the Skeletron head as well. But like it's just so it's so awesome. Look at the eyes. Very cool indeed. And yeah, you can switch out and have the Skeletron head in there, which is pretty neat. The other, there's a couple more accessories. This is another thing. The amount of accessories this guy comes with is nutters, absolutely nuts. So we've got this is really cool. These are like the kind of sci-fi blades, really neat. So he's got one of them, which, oh, I didn't notice that on the interior of the wrist, did I? There's a little bit of deco on the interior of the wrist, like kind of like little white sections, little kind of off-white. No, quite cute. Nice little touch. I'm going to pop this in his hand just to show. Oh, that goes in really nicely. He holds the actual weapons really cool as well. That's really perfect. That's perfect, isn't it? I mean, if you think about it back in the day with some of the retro kind of some of the vintage figures, some of the Joes, for example, you know, like they'd hold their gun, but it would be like, because their hand was like that, the gun would be kind of pointing that way or something, like kind of in like across them. So it's nice that he holds the weapons and he holds them really well. That's so good. We've also got. Oh, I see what that clip's for. Is it for the laser blast? Is it for the rifle? Oh, that's cool if that is the case. So it looks like the rifle can clip onto the backpack like so. And it looks like maybe the sword goes in the middle of the backpack. Am I right in that? But that's really nice as well, man. This is just so cool. He can carry everything basically. I just want, that is for the rifle, isn't it? Because that slots in absolutely perfectly. That is a real perfect fit. Now I'm going to try the sword because I have a feeling that it might fit in there. No, I don't think it does. It kind of like almost insinuates that it might. Like it gives you this like, oh no, maybe it does. There's like a little gap in there that is the same shape as the sword. Am I right or wrong about that? Oh, it slides in the back. Oh my God, that's nuts. Oh my goodness gracious me. The sword does slot into there. It just wasn't going in, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure if it fits, but you just give it a little bit of a wiggle and it goes in. That is nuts. And then does the rifle go in front of that? This is the best. Oh, that is amazing. How does an O-ring figure carry all of its gear on a backpack and behind? That is what? Okay, so Matt, you're talking about the tight fit on the sword. I literally was putting it in and going, yes, I don't think it's going to go. And then I just went, boop, 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 and it just went, boop, and it just slots in really nicely. That is freaking crazy. And of course, we get the clear stand as well with the grindstone label on it. The grindstone logo on the underside. But it's a transparent one, 2023 Grindstone Toys LLC, made in China. and it's got the classic one little foot peg, which I will just pop him on there just to see how that goes. Yep, no fear of breaking the foot, like shattering the back of the no foot goes on there. Lovely. So we've got this is wild. I'm really impressed with not just that he carries all his gear, but how like solid, secure, and sturdy he is. And I really like the plastic on this figure, Matt. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what you were getting at. It actually feels like quite premium in a weird way. Maybe it's because of our, you've been I'm the same, so used to classified figures and like that kind of level, that kind of quality, that it's slightly different when you come back to a figure like an O-ring figure that has that kind of, that different type of plastic. But yeah, no, I think it's really good. I've put all of his weapons. Oh, you mean the blade? Does the blade go on there as well? You are kidding me. Where does the blade go? RKW, explain yourself. Are you telling me he can carry everything on his backpack and not have anything in his hands? Is that what you're telling me? I need instructions for this. I'm just looking to see how that could possibly. Oh my God, I've just noticed. I've just seen it. Of course, you just line up the shapes, don't you? Yeah, you just line up the shapes with the shapes of the blade. Oh my goodness. In front of the sword, yeah. Very cool. And then can that go all the way back and then give me enough space for my rifle? Because if that is the case, then I think it's pants off time. I don't think I'll need pants anymore, guys. This is crazy pigs. Does the rifle go on there too? Oh, the rifle doesn't go on there anymore, but the rifle does go on there when the blade isn't on there. But then again, this does look that is even more secure and sturdy doing it that way. Let's put the rifle in his hand then at least. And that's another thing. He can hold that really well too. Look at that. Look at that. The hands are a really nice plastic, like a softer plastic. So you can get it in line. Look, as if that's ever happened to a vintage figure before. This is great. What a lovely, lovely, lovely little figure. I'm absolutely in love with this. This does not have the right to slap so hard, does it? Does the figure have any trouble sitting? I don't know. I'll try in a sec, but I don't think so. Some great articulation on it. Let's get him with his little. Oh, look how good he looks. Look how good he looks. He's holding his little rifle, all his gear on his back, pistol, blade, sword, jetpack. He's just the best. This is so cool. I am digging this in the biggest way. This is absolutely freaking phenomenal. And of course, the only other thing is the Skeletron head, which again, I can't show you that, unfortunately. You can put him in a sniper pose with both hands since you can articulate the wrist. Absolutely. Let's have a look at him sitting then for Justin Hardison. I'm gonna put him in a seated position and see what kind of angles we can get there. Not bad. Not bad at all. There's a little bit of, yeah, there you go. Like you can kind of, sorry, just push that out of the way. If you can want to bend the legs a little bit, you can get that kind of angle again. That's not bad, is it? Not bad at all. But this guy is, this has, like I said, this has no right. This has no right to slap so hard. It is so tiny. After dealing with classified figures for so long, this feels like a blooming Starcom or Mask figure or a Dino Riders figure. Oh man, I need to get back into the vintage vibe. I need to when I go back home to the UK, I need to bust out some of my old actual Joes as well with this guy and get him in with them, because this is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. They've knocked it out of the park with this figure already, and we haven't even got to the other two blooming 4-inch figures I'm going to be playing with in a sec. Okay, well there you go. There is the 3 3/4 Wolf Trooper. Absolutely impressed, blown away, and I'm just loving the kind of like solid poses you can get. Oh, that's so cool. Little solid little running poses and holding his, it's just so good. I'm loving this. Absolutely loving this. Do you think the Skeletron and his wolves care about your rights, Chris? Nope. Obviously not, because this has no right. Slapping so hard, Kitty said. This is great. This is, oh, I can't wait for Kate to see that one. She's excited that she's like, will you hurry up and do the unboxing so I can actually play with the figures? So yes, I can. Right, 1 down, 2 to go. And I've managed to kind of keep it all right. I've kind of ripped I've kind of ripped it a bit like a Neanderthal there, and but if you close it, you can still read the text again, so it's not too bad. I've salvaged that, in my opinion. Right, next up, let's do Gary first. Let's do Gary next and talk about Gary goggles and my experience with Gary, and knowing him for not very long actually. That was the sad thing. Like I think we met the first time I met Gary Goggles Head. The figure is basically the likenesses of this figure is Gary Goggles. He was huge in the G.I. Joe community. Really kind of influential in a lot of ways, really. And what was interesting about Gary was how like abrasive he could be, if like he didn't know you and felt like, I don't know. No, I'm just got the Wi-Fi glitch then. That hasn't happened for a while. Let me just see if I can I'm just going to turn my Wi-Fi on my phone off. Hopefully that helps and we don't get that again. Right, coming back to Gary, who's now affecting our Wi-Fi from beyond. So yes, Gary, like I said, I met him at my first G.I. Joe convention, which was in Dallas. And Gary came up to myself and Dave Tree. Dave Tree was also there with me. We had a few, well, it was just us two actually from the UK crew that went that year. And Dave had been the year prior, so he knew Gary a little bit. And Gary was the type of person who would like to kind of mess with you a little bit. And like I said, could be quite abrasive, could be quite weird and funny with you initially. But once he kind of got to know you and to trust you a little bit and all that kind of stuff, he was like the best. He was such a good guy. Now he messed about with me and Dave for that whole convention. And when he'd already met Dave the year prior, and he came up to both of us and he was like, "Hey Chris, it's great to meet you," and all this kind of stuff, because we talked online and what have you. But he was all very to me and ignoring Dave. They was like, "What the hell, Gary? Do I not exist?" And he was doing it on purpose. He was messing with Dave. And the funny thing was, Dave actually, Matt says, it's also where first time I met him in person was 2014 Joe Con. He was a great friend and resource. It's also where I met Justin Bell and the What's on Your Mind crew and me for a second. God, Matt, when was that? That was 2014 was Dallas, right? I think 2014 was my first one. Anyway, yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Anyway, yes. So, interestingly enough, so he has that kind of funny little thing with Dave. And then what Dave did, kind of as a way to kind of almost spitefully get back at him in a weird way, he invited him to come to Roll Out Roll Call in London, in the UK. It wasn't, in Southampton, I think the first one he came to was. And so Gary actually took him up on the offer and came out for that Roll Out Roll Call. I think that the following year or maybe that year. And it kind of made it meant the world to him that he had been invited, and he had a great time. Came and met, it became really good friends and really close with us all. And it was really just interesting, how he went from this kind of, I don't know, it's it was a very awkward start to our friendship, basically. And so we were all really devastated when we got the news that he passed away. And it was weird. We like, obviously we attended the wake at the following JoeCon after his passing. That was also really, just it felt surreal, didn't feel right, or it just felt a bit weird. But anyway, it's amazing that Skeletron, obviously then, and the crew are very close to Gary as well, very close. And it's just amazing that they were able to do this, to kind of immortalize him in an action figure, likeness wise as well, and not so much like, because if you look at Sightline, which is the Hasbro figure that they based and gave the name Gary Goggles to, it was the first time in a long time that they'd always said in their copy, in their legal, that the names don't relate to any living person known, etc., known living persons, but they made an exception for Gary, which was pretty amazing. And I remember at that convention, that would have been whatever I can't remember which one it was now, but Hasbro were there. They were revealing the 50th product and SDCC stuff. They weren't revealing 50th, sorry. They were revealing SDCC stuff and that kind of 4-inch line and stuff like that. But obviously Sightline was one of the figures, and it was obviously named after Gary, but obviously the figure's a molded helmet. So 2016, yeah. Thank you very much, Matthew. So yeah, I don't think I really. I mean, I knew him online prior to doing that JoeCon, but in terms of having met him like face to face and so on, only known him for like a couple of years, basically, like if that, a year and a bit. Really sad, but anyway, amazing they managed to actually get a likeness of Gary and his goggles. He was called Gary Goggles as well, like that was his name, because he always used to wear goggles. Obviously his Gary Head was his name, yeah. Anyway, let's look at this gorgeous package. So this one, I believe, is all right. Okay, so this is great. So we've got all the information here: Gyre Wolf, Jungle Wolf Trooper. Oh, because there's a lot of artwork on the back as well. Skeletron Wolf Trooper illustrations by Alex Hawley. So we're looking here at an Alex Hawley illustration. Now, Alex Hawley is the new artist on the line. He's smashing out of the park with this work. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. And you've got Gary kind of coming out of some sort of portal. It's really dope. I love it. It's a really awesome vibe. Now, the Skeletron logo here is called Faction 4 series, which I'm guessing is the 4-inch kind of line, basically, which is pretty amazing. Again, we've got a similar vibe. No, they've gone for no border on the 4-inch figures, where I'll take it. The retro ones are on point, so that's great. I'm quite happy for them to do a borderless one, but it is that effect of like it just disappears into the ether, doesn't it? It just, sometimes I need that stop. I need that hard stop. But it definitely works really nicely on the vintage card. Robo Skull Mark II at the top, choking hazard, small parts, adult collectible, ages 14 plus. Done slightly differently on this particular design. We've still got the Red Shadows logo on the front there, and this is Red Shadows Gyre Wolf. He was known as Gyre Viper online. That's why they've called this Gyre Wolf. Okay, so that also, hopefully that fills you in on that information. As you can see, we've got the figure in that kind of chrome and black. And what is interesting in terms of the color here is that if you were to know Gary or hang out with him for any time at JoeCons and stuff, every now and again, he'd always wear some really crazy outlandish clothes. It was awesome. But he had this like chrome jacket, basically, that was so shiny, and he had put lights on it and everything. So he was kind of eccentric, and and so they've homaged that jacket, I think, basically, with this deco. Very shiny, very awesome logo on the front there, and all the other bits and pieces kind of in the back. Now, this obviously, as a 4-inch figure with accessories, is a much thicker bubble, kind of comes off the card quite far, but it's a different structure. We've got the kind of like angular bubbles on this one, just to make them a little bit just to differentiate them a little bit. We've got the footer here as well, which allows it to stand upright, which I'm showing, but you can't see. So if I do that, there you go, look, standing upright. Could have been dangerous, that, couldn't it? I could have been not wearing any pants, for example. underpants, as I call them. There are no text down the side, so we don't have that kind of retro vibe on this particular card back. And again, they're keeping it a bit cleaner with the 4-inch line, aren't they? So we swing it round the back, and we've got these beautiful. This is one of the best cross sells I've ever seen. Obviously, there's no cross sell on the retro figure one. We noticed that. It was just that artwork in the top. But the cross sell they've done here is phenomenal. Now, we've got, obviously, artwork by Ian Kennedy, I believe, Ken Kelly, Red Weasel illustrations, which is, so that's Ken Kelly, rest in peace. Ian Kennedy, rest in peace. Ian Kennedy again, I believe, Blood Wolf, rest in peace. So, Assassin Skeletron, Blood Wolf, and Red Weasel, sorry, Ken Kelly. So I tell a lie. So Blood Wolf and Red Weasel are Ken Kelly, and the Skeletrons, which are there kind of tucked away in number 3 there, they're all Ken Kelly illustrations. Like I said, rest in peace. And the Robo Skull illustration is, of course, Ian Kennedy, again, rest in peace. I mean, it's one thing. I mean, it's really sad, of course, that, you know, a lot of artists that worked on this have passed away, you know, recently. It's you know, it's really, you know, heartbreaking, because obviously Ian Kennedy, Ken Kelly were absolute, like, you know, just artistic genius. Basically, they've done some absolutely beautiful work, and to be able to have done stuff for Skeletron, you know, before they passed, it's such a privilege, isn't it? Like, it's just great to have their work immortalized, honestly. And yeah, Alex Hawley with the rest of the artwork has done an amazing job. Wolf Trooper, Skeletron, Jungle Wolf Trooper looks amazing. Look at that one. Great, isn't it? And of course, Gyre Wolf as well. Now, the data file, which is what they're calling them, again, slightly very different to the retro file card. Again, differentiates them from the 3 3/4. File name Gary Goggles, primary military specialty intelligence, secondary military specialty psychological operations. That is on purpose, guys. I'm telling you right now. As I just explained his personality type, there you go. Psychological operations is basically how he operated in real life. Birthplace Chicago, Illinois. An enigmatic, provocative personality in the ranks of the Red Shadows. So true. Gyre Wolf is driven to push boundaries and redefine beliefs. Relentlessly pursues hidden data, esoteric histories, and occult artifacts to unlock secrets and leverage power. Trained in psychological warfare and experimental technology, paranoid and obsessive, seeks to propel humanity to its peak potential by destabilizing the prevailing systems that foster emotional and intellectual apathy. Gyre Wolf's pursuit of redacted is crucial. Awesome. What's really funny about that is that he just described his personality to a T. It's amazing. You don't retire when you join the Red Shadows, indeed. Just awesome stuff. I love all of that. I think it's so apt for Gary. Like, it's eerie how they've really captured that for him. I love it. Absolutely love it. And that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now, another thing they mentioned here as well in the file card, which obviously this is an interesting thing too. But Gary was obviously part of Joe Declassified, who you know, they basically, you could kind of call them like GI Joe archaeologists, in the sense they're always looking for, you know, your pre-production stuff, the answers to mysteries, and all that kind of stuff from the past, and, you know, basically very like curators, almost like a museum of GI Joe history. And it's interesting that, you know, obviously Gary was very important for that group, and the fact that it's like they put it in this relentlessly pursues hidden data, esoteric histories, and occult artifacts to unlock secrets and leverage power. I mean, that's kind of what he was doing. But this is great, and I love what they've done to kind of make him, you know, one of the Red Shadows. This is so cool and so surreal at the same time. I'm going to bust him open. and we're going to get to this figure because I'm really excited to do so. And then, of course, we've got the Wolf Trooper to get into as well. Sorry, I've missed a few comments here. Let's see. Exocet Panda says, received these in the UK today. Sadly, even though I'm all in, I didn't add the 4-inch Gyre Wolf as I went with the additional 6-inch figures, but the Roboskull team are doing an exceptional job. I wonder if you'll probably get another opportunity. I would be surprised if you know, Ben didn't try and continue to hook people up. We'll see anyway. We'll see how it goes. But I've got a feeling that it might not be the last time you see this particular figure if you still want one. Wow. Okay, so lots of cool stuff in this one. So the back kind of section, we've got the very nice, very tasty 3-foot peg triangular logo stand, which is very nice indeed. I like that a lot. Let's pop that out. I'm not like the biggest fan of figure stands in general. I liked my figures to kind of operate, you know, sans figure stands, but this is really cute and I love it. And it's kind of see, and I keep dropping it because I've got literally the smoothest hands at the moment because I just did the washing up. Oh, how glamorous I is. But yeah, very nice indeed. Love that. Love that as a figure stand. Very, very cool. Now they've got a very, oh wow. So the backpack, the chrome and black backpack, jetpack kind of thing, very sexy. And it's got the claws attached to the sides, which you can obviously remove and put on the figure. So that's really dope. Oh yeah, they go on really well. I like them. And then you've got all of the details and the chrome and the little kind of bits and pieces there. Look at the front. It's just so, this is really cool. Very, very fancy and very snazzy jetpack. It's funny, I'm describing these and it feels like the first time because I was involved in the design of these things. Like I've seen this stuff as it's developed. And what's really funny is that, you know, we've been waiting for a number of years, well, a couple of years now, but the fact that you know, it's been that long, it's like seeing some of this stuff for the first time. Genuinely, there's another awesome figure stand, and it is remarkably cool. Look at that! It's like almost like a little portal kind of thing, so they can stand on it. It's got little bits of you know, kind of starry glitter and stuff in there. This blue kind of semi-opaque sort of plastic with this kind of effect, it's, you know, he's kind of gonna get sucked into a portal, sucked off into a portal, Kitty said. So that's really dope. Two very cool figure stands. And on top of that cool little blue portal that they've got, that portal figure stand, he gets a transparent blue head, as if to kind of, you know, like when you put it on the figure, it's like he's, you know, kind of phasing in and out of whatever portal he's going through. You can see even the detail on the hair and everything and the goggle strap, and it's really neat. This is great. They are special snow goggles to reduce light intake so you don't go snowblind in the Arctic. He was always anachronistic. Yeah. If we did not back them earlier, what was that the only time we could buy them? Like I said, Adam, I think there's actually still he's got there's a Back-A-Kit pre-order site still, but I think a lot of the stuff is off there at the moment while pre-orders are fulfilled. So the pre-order, that particular website will probably, if they have any left over, will probably replenish, and then you can probably buy them at that point. But just keep an eye on it all. I'm sure they'll come up again. You know, it'll only be a matter of time, I'd imagine. Just reading some of these comments. Yeah, that's true actually, Matthew. Some things were Kickstarter exclusives, so some stuff will be off the cards, that off the table. That is totally right. Evening, Chris in chat. It's been a while since I caught one of these streams. Hello, Eddie. Long time. Yeah, it's been a while since I saw your name on one of these in the chat. What's the story with the holographic head and portal, ghost version, all dimension version? I think it's got a lot to do with you know, the kind of like basically transporting through time and space portal wise in much the same as you see the artwork here. Basically, it doesn't say exactly that in the file card though, but it insinuates that some of these artifacts and things that he's finding are helping them gain an advantage by possible transdimensional transportation. I'm just taking the little blaster out of the packaging to show you guys. Very neat little futuristic blaster there. Chrome, black and red, very cool. And this beauty, the chrome helmet with the red kind of visor, really cool. I like that. I love how all the helmets kind of have that wolf looking face, because of wolves, Blood Wolf, Gyre Wolf, etc., etc. And then we have the piece de resistance. We have Gaza, Gary Goggles, the figure, and boy oh boy am I loving this. So it's a really good likeness, really good. I'm really looking forward to the 6-inch figure as well, in all honesty. The chrome is really shiny, so it's like really, the light is making it really hard to kind of see anything. If I do that, maybe that might help. Yeah, that's subdued it a little bit, or not. But yeah, you got the logo on the chest. You've got the really nice detail all over it. You've got little tampos here. That is I don't know what that is, but it looks cool. There's the Gyre Viper logo on the side there, a G logo, which is really nice. I'm loving that. Again, like there's your Red Shadows logo on the front. Again, it's a really cool design. Lots of awesome little details all over the figure. Look at the back. Even like the back of the thighs have got a nice little kind of silver detailing going on. There's this little piece here, which I think is what the blaster attaches to, if my round peg square hole training comes into play. So as you can see, the shape of the blaster handle gap is the same as that little thing on the side. So it should slot in somehow. I assume it would. Maybe I'm just getting it wrong. I've dropped it anyway. How many times do I drop things now? I feel like that's my special move. I should like run my hands over sandpaper before I come in here, don't they? I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Why can't I make this fit on it? There we go. It's actually really simple. I was just overthinking it. So the blaster slots onto that block on the side like so, pointing down as you'd expect it to. So he can hold that. That is storage on his side there, which is really cool. I'm going to pop his helmet on. Kitty said. Actually, let's try that blue head first. So the head comes off pretty comfortably. Let's pop the old blue noggin on there, and we've got split seconds Gary goggles. That's a mask reference, by the way. Can you let me know if you get that? Split seconds Gary goggles. Beautiful. I love that. That's really cool. You can use this in multiple ways, I think, Matthew. I think this is like holographic as well. Yeah, so like it's like, the suit is obviously all the biological stuff. It's like almost like this is a droid in, it's one of those things where it's like you're talking to somebody who is like it's like a droid, right? But they've holographed their head in like on a Zoom call, so you can actually speak to them and it feels like they're in the room with you. And then the head disappears and you just got the body left there, and you're kind of like, oh god. But yeah, basically I think there's an element here of portal and transdimensional travel is what I'm guessing. So like again, you can kind of have it so that with the blue head, you can have him like on the portal figure stand, like kind of whooshing into like that it's really awesome. I love that addition. so much. This is wicked. Oh man. And then yeah, so I'm gonna pop that off. I'm gonna put the regular head on again because I want to put the helmet on. And I want to see on both. Well, I don't need to see on the blue head because it's going to cover both. There we go. Oh man, that's dope. Oh, I love it. Like the commander of the Red Shadows kind of team. Do you know? I mean, the Red Shadows kind of wolf troopers and everything. It's so cool. It's gonna. I genuinely am into these figures so much. I'm not going to lie though. I am genuinely so excited for the 6-inch figures. So excited. But honestly, I'm loving the vibe that these are kicking out. These are beautiful. This Gary Goggles head figure is just the best. I'm going to pop the old backpack on, the old jetpack, to complete the ensemble. Oh, this is so cool. Let's put the old claws on as well, shall we? The old claws on, shall we? Guess what? I dropped them. I wonder if my motor functions are deteriorating, like live in front of everybody on the channel. That would be kind of sad, actually, wouldn't it? Okay, that clips on really comfortably. I love that. It's real smooth. It locks into like place. Like there's nowhere else it can go. Yeah, this is 4-inch figure, Ray. We've already looked at the beautiful retro O-ring figure, Wolf Trooper, which is just beyond awesome. Carries all of his gear in his backpack. It's amazing. And now we're on to the 4-inch Gary Goggles figure, aka Gyre Viper. I'm going to put both claws on. Yeah, this is on some next level 4-inch vibe here, guys. He is like full on Wolverine now. Look at this figure. Tell me that isn't the most badass thing you've ever seen. So cool. And like I said, I am so excited for that 6-inch. You know what I'm saying? How good are these going to be? How good are these 6-inch figures going to be? Like, again, these 4-inch figures are buzzing my berries. Oh, look at this beauty. Absolutely phenomenal. Space Wolverine. Yeah, I'm well into this. Oh, I love the fact that if you look at Gary's goggles, we actually all have a pair of those goggles now as well. We were kind of, I think it was during the wake we all got some. But basically, you can see those again. Matthew explained the technical aspect behind it. If I do that, there you go. You can see the kind of design on the actual. There you go. You can see the design on the actual goggles, right? Those kind of slots, those slits. Same design is put on the actual visor. That is such a wicked touch. Such a wicked touch. I love it. This is cool, man. I'm 100% having him. As much as I love Gary, I'm definitely displaying it like that. Although I do like that blue head. That is really cool. Oh, this is the thing. There's so you need multiples. You need like 3 of these so you can display them. You know, like one in the holographic, one in the helmetless, and one with the helmet on. And we're going to get another one, so I might have a couple of different displays of these. And again, the articulation's amazing. You've got loads. You've got the kind of waist. You've got the torso. You've got there's a secondary over him as well, which is really nice. Which can actually probably tabs off. You've got these little tabs in the interior there, so the secondary can come off. I'm not going to do it on camera though, because I just genuinely I'm kind of like feeling this figure as it is, and you can see how it comes off. Those little tabs under the armpits, so that would kind of come off there nicely. But yeah, the articulation's great. It's, you know, if you did collect 4-inch figures back in the day, it's not even that long ago, then this is on the this is a high end, definitely on the high end of those kind of figures. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. I'm well in. I got 2 of the Jungle, 2 of the Skeletron, 2 of the Gyre, and 5 of the Wolf, says Ray, for the 6-inch. Stephen says, yo, evening, Chris. One time pissed up bloke watching post night out. Brilliant, Stephen. What time is it there? Must be what, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, like 3 in the morning or something? 2 in the morning. Good work. Good night out. Absolutely off your cans. I just checked the Skeletron site. I didn't remember exactly what I ordered. They aren't available to order now, but both of those figures are on the coming soon page. There you go, Jamie Lynn. There you go. That's good to know. 155, mate. Well, yeah, nice one. Don't go to bed. Watch this. It's brilliant. Look, holographic Gary Goggles head. It's brilliant. This is so awesome. Oh, okay. That's Gyre Viper. Thank you for indulging me in talking about Gary a little bit as well, because obviously, like I said, very influential in the G.I. Joe community for many years, long before I was involved in the community, and will be remembered long after I, leave this mortal coil as well. An absolute, a legend, basically. Right now, 4-inch Wolf Trooper. The only reason I've done it this order is because this is really OCD weird, but it's just the way they were stacked in the box when I opened them. The retro one was on top, and then the 2 4-inch figures were kind of on, locked into each other. One on top was Gary, and the one on the bottom was that's the only reason. I haven't. It would have been nice to do Gary last, actually, wouldn't it? If I'd have thought about it. But anyway, well, let's talk Wolf Trooper, 4-inch. Let's look at that gorgeous Hawley artwork again. I think it's Hawley. I did say that before, didn't I? Yeah, Wolf Trooper is the very talented Alex Hawley. Now, this figure is effectively going to be the same as Gary's figure, but obviously different deco and different head option as well. You can see the figure in there. Very awesome in the red and the black. You've got the blaster, same helmet, I believe. Have they got the ears on? No, the helmets are different. Okay, so Gary's helmet is very smooth on the top, kind of almost like domed at the top. The helmet for the Wolf Trooper has got those little kind of pointy ears that stick out the front. It actually looks more cat-like, doesn't it, that one? It's really nice. I like that vibe. Very cool indeed. Anyway, that's the beautiful front of it. Let's flip it around and have a look at that one. Again, the best cross-sell I've ever seen in my life. Talk about beautiful detail. They've even got like Red Weasel being called out on the Robo Skull Mark II special edition in the background of that artwork. And Blood Wolf is like, you can follow the line going to the pilot's cockpit of the Robo Skull Mark II artwork. It's just really cool, and it's beautifully designed, and it looks really nice and I love it. And then, of course, I didn't notice this before, but the file card almost like links to the figure that's in the cross cell, but kind of as if you've clicked on it and it's opened up on a computer, which is really nice. Let's just enjoy that level of quality. Same thing for Gyre Wolf. You can see, it's pointing to this particular artwork, and then you follow the line down, and it's like opened up it's so good. It's really, really good. So yeah, that's what I'm really vibing about with the cross sell, just next level. And this is the Faction 4 series again. So these are the 4-inch figures. You get all of those in the 4-inch scale, basically, including the Skeledrones, which I guess are both. I'm going to grab one just to show the scale of the two. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'll grab this one. What's funny about the one I just grabbed is that he's got a little... I put a little blast effect up his bum. So it looks like you put him on the deck and it looks like he's taking off, which is pretty neat. So in terms of like the Skeledrone with like Gary, for example, really well scaled, like beautifully scaled almost. But then you stick them with the 6-inch figures, just as cool. They're almost like the exact size of a drone for a 6-inch figure, or like a kind of like a standard retail drone. But one of those big ones that you see, military kind of vibes. then that's where they work well with these figures. Let's talk about the file card. Data file, codename Wolf Trooper, airborne infantry, aerospace pilot. Recruited from the ranks of hardened soldiers with suitable psychological profiles, Wolf Troopers are elite hunters who relentlessly pursue their prey across land, sky, and space. Trained and equipped with advanced experimental technology, a Wolf Trooper's formidable arsenal includes a radiation-shielded armor suit with HUD or HUD helmet, heads-up display, personal jetpack, zero-gravity firearms, and titanium composite combat claws. Exceptional Wolf Troopers are tested for their resistance to the most punishing G-forces and, if they survive, pilot the Red Shadow's most fearsome weapon, the Robo-Skull Mark II. Howl at the moon. These guys howl on the moon. Of course, is it the same as the retro one? I think it is, basically, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, it's exactly the same, but obviously done in a different style. Very cool. Right, let's get into this one, shall we? Yeah, let's get into this one. Again, I'm really enjoying the artwork as well. Like, it's just gorgeous. Alex did an amazing job. Obviously, Ken Kelly and Ian Kennedy would just did amazing things. Like, it is, and Alex is kind of taking that and running with it as well, which is great. Like, that's the thing I didn't mention before. You've got 3 artists working on this. You wouldn't think that was the case. Like, everything works. Everything is in the same style, the same vibe, the same feel, and that is something very special, honestly. So Alex has just come straight in running. Do you know what I mean? Hit the ground running on these. Just wonderful stuff. I can't say enough good things about the artwork. It's like it's almost like a great shout out to Ben for like organizing this. The amount of hours we've spent on the phone talking about, you know, all of this stuff, and it's just amazing. Like I say, for someone that consulted on this for so many years, it's funny how everything feels so bloody new and like I've never seen it before, and it's crazy cool. It really is. I've made what they call in the UK a pig's ear of the opening of this. But again, we get another one's coming in, so it's fine. We get now a much larger like blast, like a rifle with this one, which is really neat. So we get the same figure stand, the Red Shadows kind of triangular one, which I really like. I think that's really dope. But I'm sorry, nothing's going to beat the Portal figure stand. That is genius. Actual genius. Actual genius. Yeah, you get 3 in a pack. Yes, absolutely. Great to hear about Gary's life, says Jason. Yeah, it's nice to talk about him, honestly. I'm glad you did this tonight, says Ray. Oh, cool. I'm glad I did it as well, honestly. Surprising how many of your live streams I see at 1:57 in the morning. Insomnia is good for something. Hopefully I'll send you to sleep with my boring stories. But yeah, here's the rifle. How nice is that? That's like something that's straight out of like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, or like, I don't know, just some sort of like, it has some Nerf vibes, but at the same time this does look like something you would see in one of those Modern Warfare in space sort of computer games. Bit kind of not necessarily Halo-ish, but kind of more like I don't know, Mass Effect or something like that. So here we go, another backpack with the combat claws, the Santa Claus, this one because it's red. Same kind of jetpack, but obviously different deco. All the details are still the same, and of course the claws slot into the backpack like so. That's a really neat way of doing it as well. It looks very, very cool and intimidating. Then of course we have this section of the figure, and we've got the same blaster but in red and black. So there's the blaster, and that will go on his side thigh, side piece. And of course we have the different helmet, which I'm gonna compare with Gary's as well to show you the difference. A lot more angular on the black and red one as opposed to Gary's. Obviously the visor is more prominent on Gary's. They're like more kind of much thinner on the eyes there, and the nose protrudes more. Sorry, the kind of mouth and nose protrude a little more on the black helmet than they do on the chrome one. But it's really cool, and those little ears on the black helmet are perfect, aren't they? They're like little vents, but they do act as like little ears. Absolutely genius. And of course, massive shout out to Bob Breakin. I can't talk Red Shadows and Robo Skulls and all that kind of stuff without mentioning the absolute wonderful Bob Breakin, who was also a consultant on this wonderful project. And again, oh man, I can't wait for the rest of this stuff to come. Like, genuinely, I'm going to message Ben after this and be like, can you just send it now? Just send it now. Yeah, cheers. Who's seen the Robo Skull in real life? I've managed to get AR. Last year I managed to get was it last year or the year before? I managed to get my hands on the model, and it's absolutely stunning. I'm not talking about Ben, although he is stunning. But I'm loving this figure as well. Okay, a bit more subdued than Gary in terms of the color, but we've got the kind of masked head with the eyes on show. We've got the Red Shadows logo in white on the chest. Again, a secondary that you can remove with those little pegs and then under the arms. More deco detailing on the wrists. We've got little kind of grenades on the back there. Does Gary have those? I think he does. Yeah, I just didn't notice them before. He does have them though on his butt. Very nice. Again, you've got the same kind of detail on the back of the thighs, but it's all red, so it doesn't, you kind of, you lose that a little bit. But this is great. Let's put the pistol on his side, his sidearm. Yeah, I mean, that's what they call it, sidearm, right? There you go, kind of slots in and locks in nicely. Very nice. That's a really interesting way of doing that. I'm putting the helmet on as well because I want to see the, oh my God, that was just like, that was the coolest thing ever. Look at this. Absolutely phenomenal. Love it. Popping the backpack on him. Let's kind of gear him up. Put the rifle in his hand as well. Again, the articulation is really good on these. And they've got the trigger finger, I think, as well. That's another amazing thing about these figures. These are 4-inch figures, don't forget. And you've got little details like, the trigger finger that goes into the, into the trigger. But like, it's just really, really cool. But like this, it's just great. Let me get him into a cool pose. I think that's all of his gear, isn't it? He's rocking. Just obviously the figure stand. There he is. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Of course, the wrist claws exactly the same as Gary's. They pop off the backpack pretty easily, and you can actually have them on while you're holding the weapon as well. Like so, just clip on really easily, really nice, and they stay on as well, like really secure. Look at that, like just clips on, very satisfying clip, and it just goes on and stays on. And now he's like, again, he's like Space Wolverine. Let's have that. Yeah, that's it. Let's get him in some sexy Dave Proctor poses. He used to pose figures so well, Dave. Look at that. Look at that. Just lovely stuff. I can't wait. Genuinely can't wait to get these in 6-inch. These are blowing my brains out. How good are the blooming... How good are the 6-inch figures going to be? Like, seriously. Yikes. And here's a, let's get a comparison with the Skeletrons. Again, good size, and in fact the heads, I think, should we test that out? Because I'm pretty sure at some point they said something like, oh yeah, you can pull the heads off and you can stick them on figures, I think, or I've probably made that up and that isn't the case. I'm going to try it anyway. Should I try it anyway? I'm trying it anyway. I'm intrigued. Problem is getting the actual head off the Skeledrone is the problem. No, that was easy. That was so much easier than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to put it on this guy, on the Wolf Trooper we've just had, just to see what happens. It might be cool. It might be terrible. It's awesome. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. Well, that's a dope little extra, isn't it? The Skeledrone's heads fit perfectly on these, and I'm just going to put the helmet on it. No, it doesn't. The helmet doesn't. Oh no, it does. You would never know, would you? Isn't that great? So look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. I know I couldn't do that with the retro figure, but the fact you can do it with the, I mean, you can do it with the retro figure, sorry, if you've got a screwdriver, but the fact that you can put the Skeletron head on the 4-inch figure and you've got like a Skeletron kind of vibe. Oh my God. Oh my God. I know, the thing is, again, I know you can do this. I remember the conversations we had about this, but it's been so long. I just forgot. This is so awesome. And then I've put him back on his little meh. This is crazy pants. This is absolute crazy town banana pants, isn't it? Oh, wow. Well, I'm stoked. This has been an absolute win of monolithic proportions today. Opening these figures. I just wanted to put my little blast effect back on, if it goes back on. I want to put the blast effect back on. Oh, I see what happened. It's because it's it has to pinch in a little bit because it's a bit thicker. I love this. Absolutely brilliant. So there's a little Skeletron, but I'm really excited that the head pops off and you can put the Skeletron helmet on there. But I will say I do love the Wolf Trooper helmet on this particular figure. Very, very excited for this one. Oh wow. Well, these are going to set up. They're going to have to have their own little setup, aren't they? Beautiful. There's obviously the two 4-inch figures, Gyre Viper, and of course the Wolf Trooper there, Gyre Wolf and the Gyre Wolf and the Wolf Trooper. I've got the holographic head on as well at the moment because they're amazing. Anyway, and of course, as well as that, we had a look at the beautiful and very, does not deserve to be this good, but it is, retro 3 3/4 O-ring Wolf Trooper as well, with just is amazing, absolutely amazing. And let's, all the gear on the backpack, very neat inside. The gun on the inside the back, just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So it's a grindstone, yes, with the 3 3/4 retro figure, and Marauders on the 4-inch figures, I believe. Yeah, Marauder Task Force and Skeletron on the 4-inch figures. So shout out to them as well. Unbelievable. That has been the unboxing today, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure doing that with you guys this evening. I will have to call it a night though, because it is getting a little bit late, isn't it? And I'm sure Kate wants to see these and play with them as well. So thank you very much for enabling me or just hanging out while we looked at these wonderful figures. Again, we've got Gyre Wolf and the Wolf Trooper, and of course the 3 3/4 Wolf Trooper as well. They've been absolutely superb. Very excited for the 6-inch figures. I can't even tell you. That is going to be like Christmas times a million, isn't it? What we're saying in the comments before I go. You look like a little kid on Christmas, says Ray. I kind of do feel that way, honestly. They look gorgeous, says Ray. Yeah, they are. I like that the rifle can fit on the thigh piece too, says Scott. Yeah, same. Wow, this makes me want to get the 6-inch Wolf Trooper, says Adam. Yeah, big time. I've missed a lot of comments. Sorry. RKW said put the Skeletron head on the Gyre figure. Oh, sorry. I see what you mean. Let's do that. Let's do that while I'm here, because I bet it'll go nicely because of the chrome and the black. There we go. Just want to be careful with my Skeletrons. I've only got like 50 of them. Yep, goes on. It goes on. It goes on. That figure just as cool. Look at that. That is such an absolute bonus. Honestly, such an absolute Billy bonus. It's not even funny. Let's put his backpack back on so it kind of you know, fills him up a little bit. Absolutely wicked. There's so many little head options you can go with. I'm definitely gonna have to put the Skeletron head on the other Wolf Trooper as well. But I do love that holographic head. It's really cool. Right, I think I've caught up now. Let's see what we're saying. I need to pick up some of those drones, says Ray. Yeah, they're really cool. They're available still. Yep. I love the creepy little drones. You get 3 in a pack. Yeah, I've got so many of them. We not only did we order some, but then Ben sent us some extras like in advance as well, which was really nice. So I got to do like I think I did an unboxing of those as well a while, like ages ago. But that was very nice of him. Thank you, Ben. What else? Yeah, I got to hold off. I have a feeling that Vamp will come out. My Action Sailor Divers are coming Monday. Got to take that into consideration at the moment. Chris, I read somewhere that Skeletron Crew said they would be including everything in the 4-inch line plus more stuff for the 6-inch line. Since you're going to speak to him, any shot you can confirm? Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we'll probably get Ben and Mark on and do like when everything gets delivered, we'll probably get them back on and talk about how they're getting on and what other plans they might have and all that kind of stuff and what next. So we'll definitely talk to them in the show, and that'll be a better way of doing it, I think. Wow, this makes me want to get the 6-inch Wolf Trooper. Wow, awesome, says Adam. Yeah, absolutely. For a new company, are they not spreading themselves too thin, making figures over multiple sizes? I mean, yeah, but Ben is very much of the mindset of it's cool. He just wants to do it, so it's going to happen. And no matter what, you would, no matter what advice might be better, no, he's going to do it. Did that one. Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, Matt, that's actually a very good point. Based on the fact that they are partnered with Marauders to do 4-inch figures, Grindstone for the O-rings, and they've got they've got very, very capable people working on the Roboskull itself. Ben just knows who to get involved. Basically, he's very good at that. He assembles a team. He's like Nick Fury, basically. That's I almost said Tony Stark, but it's Nick Fury that assembles the Avengers, basically. And Marauders, it's their first venture into 6-inch, and that's why it's taking longer. Absolutely. What's the chance that Skeletron team can do some 6-inch red shadows in the future? Who has the rights to the old red shadow design? Exocet, the design is IP, and the IP is always going to be with Hasbro. You can lose trademarks, what have you, but you can't lose the intellectual property. So that would always be with Hasbro, as they're the holders of the intellectual property, which is effectively, because Palitoy was bought up by Hasbro back in the day. So yeah, they own it. So yeah, you're not going to get an actual Red Shadow original intellectual property style design. What this is about is doing kind of like when Ben and I were talking about this in the early days. In fact, the first phone call we had about this lasted about, I'm not even exaggerating, I think it was about an 8-hour long call. It was all day long, and we were basically I was walking around the garden for hours. I think I got a sunburn. It was that long we were on the phone for. And basically the idea behind the initial approach was to do sort of like a Pursuit of Cobra style Roboskull, and it just avalanched into what it was, and then like a couple of weeks later, after having that conversation, he's like, I've got a couple of people involved to do this, we want you on as a consultant. And I'm like, sweet. And then the team kind of came together, and we were just we were in groups talking about it and developing it, and logos would come in and designs would come through, and we'd all kind of talk about it and refine things and change. It was an interesting, very cool process. And it was one of those things where I was definitely thinking at one point, like, is this ever going to happen? But no, you know, because you kind of do feel that at some point. You think it's moving, but with Ben, it was like he just kept accelerating everything. It was incredible. So yes. Mark and Rosa Bowers says, are they going to make 6-inch scale Action Force figures? We don't know. You mean like kind of like, you know, where you got Red Shadows, you mean like kind of like the Palatoy Action Force vibe? Not sure, honestly. Again, like we haven't had any of those well, I haven't had any of those conversations with the team yet, but I know that they've got plans to do things, but nothing in it. What they want to do first, they want to deliver everything first. They want to make sure they've got everything in people's hands, and it, you know, it's effectively a success at that point. That's what they want to make sure gets done first, and then they're going to go on from there. We'll definitely catch the replay later. Hello, Jeremy. No problem, bud. Hey, Chris, not to distract too much from Skeletron, but have you been following Delta 17 at all? Very, like, kind of not properly. Not that I can talk on it, unfortunately, Jamie Lynn, but I'm aware of it. RKW says, don't you lose IP rights if you don't do anything with it after so many years? No, you lose trademark is what you can lose. There's a difference. IP you don't lose, because that's unless it's like after what 70 something years where it goes into the public domain or something, you know, that's different. But like in this case, you don't lose IP, you lose trademark. Like you keep the trademark going, but IP is a completely different thing. Yeah, Matt said the same thing there. So yeah, this is the thing I think people get confused with in general, and I think companies get confused with it, because you end up seeing them like I'm really surprised that cops those little cops figures came out, because that's technically IP, and I don't know like if it was just under the radar a little bit, but that when I saw those I was like, that's an IP situation. That isn't like, that's not trademark. Trademark is names, basically. So you can lose a name of something and get a name put on something else. Like, you know, they acquired the trademarks to do this, and that's why all of the figures look different, and that's why all the names are different, and that's why, you know, all that kind of stuff. But you know, I think when you have, like, you know, when you have Bob Breakin behind a project like this, that's, for me, that is every bit legitimizes it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it really legitimizes it if Bob Breakin's behind it, and he was 100% behind it. He was so excited. Massive shout out to Bob as well. Absolute legend, the originator, the original designer of a lot of Palatoy products, including, of course, the Robo Skull, and many others, Skeletron as well, Red Shadows, etc., etc. Anyway, I think that, yeah, that's everything. It's been really good at checking these out, going down memory lane a bit with Gary, and having a look at those wonderful figures. These are great, and really impressed with the 4-inch figures. Really impressed with the retro O-ring figure. Like, if we get O-ring figures from like Super 7 of this quality, then I think we can be a very, very happy fandom on all fronts. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think, yeah, that's my feelings on this. If they can do O-ring figures, this look a quality that even comes close to that, then they're on a winner. So that is that. Hope you've had a good time joining me. I am going to be doing Mossman, no, not Mossman, Mole Rat at some point soon, and then obviously all the other figures that come after that. So maybe another one tomorrow, maybe. I'm thinking, I'm still working on Let's Talk Classified Leatherneck, so that's going to take a little while to work on. So I'll probably do all the graphics for that tomorrow. I'll do an unboxing of one of these, probably the Mole Rat, and then we can get stuck into Let's Talk Classified Leatherneck on Monday night, maybe. How does that sound? We'll see, I guess. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. Thanks for all the yeah, Bob is Blood Wolf, RKW, 100%. Can't wait for that figure as well. Cannot wait. Can't wait for the rest to arrive. Great update, Chris. Thank you, Exocet. I was hoping the Super 7 were like these, says Ray. Yeah, same. Peace out, Jamie Lynn. And I'm down if it's at night. If not, I'll replay. No worry, Ray. This we'll probably do like a. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the day goes for me. But yeah, see you tomorrow probably. Have a great day. In terms of outros, I didn't have enough time to redo do the special thing I do with the outros, so it's just going to be a little short thing. But we get to hear the music again, so yay! Anyway, guys, stay fresh, cheese bags. Thank you, Jamie Lynn, and of course, after 3. What do we have to say? We have to say blood for the Baron, don't we? Probably. Should we say blood for the Baron? Just for, yeah, let's say blood for the Baron after 3. 1, 2, 3. Blood for the Baron! Full force and all that good stuff. See you later, guys.